Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Zvezda. It's a 1/72 scale kit, and what we have here is actually the copy of their bigger release which came out sometime, but they promised that this is not just a reduced size version. This is a completely revised plastic which was remade in order to account for the smaller size. So it's a BMP-3 Russian infantry fighting vehicle, and I think now it's a lot of build ideas you can get around internet, so it might be an interesting choice for some diorama builders. And of course what I have here is the final shape of this release. Nothing will change and you can get it in all good models shops. So first of all, you can notice that the box art is slightly cartoonish. I don't know whether it was intentional or not. We also have this redesign of the brand, which is also a bit strange looking, but overall the box size is rather typical for 1/72 scale release from Zvezda, and here you can see comparison with my hand. Also the kit number is written here on the side, it's 5079. Here on this side you can see also some information kit and also some other 1/72 scale models. I just need to remove one thing here, just not to make the free advertisement here. Just give me a second, because the point is that this kit was bought with your help, so that's why we have the shop sticker here, and obviously this is not the partnership with the shop. And what you can see here is the assembled model and also some close-ups for this model. It's painted, obviously. We have the information about the kits. It's written that we have the 10 centimeters length here, and also the parts count. It's obscured with the sticker, but it's written on the side as well. It's 127 parts. So overall, the packaging style is rather simple, so it should be quick to open because you just need to cut through this seal tape on the side. So just give me a second, I will do it with a sharp knife. And then inside we should find the brown cardboard box. So let's see whether it will be true, and yes it is. So I just need to take it out of the sleeve, and maybe I'll do it off the table because it requires a bit of force. But here is the box, and if we open it straight on the table, as you can see, there is plenty of space, so do not worry. I think parts will arrive to you in a completely fine condition, but it's a sealed plastic bag, so I just need scissors in order to open it. So just give me a second and then we will check everything together. I can see that even though parts count was not that impressive in numbers, still there are some interesting things supplied in the standard kit, so that's what we will check right now. So first of all, the sprue with the letter A. So here we have the hull parts, obviously, and maybe I will zoom in so that you can see what we will be talking about here. So this is the top hull section. We have all of the hatches pre-molded, unfortunately, so you won't be able to open, but obviously there is no interior either, so that's why we have the rear doors molded shut as well. This is a bit strange because I think in this vehicle it would be a way better feature to have them separately, even if it's like emptiness inside, because you can place some figurines to let's say close it or block the emptiness inside. Also for the lower hull section we have here two side panels. The floor panel will be coming on the next sprue, and maybe it's worth giving you even closer look at this top hull section. So overall details, they look really good. Let's not forget that this is a 1/72 scale kit, and here you can see comparison with my fingertips. It's not a big model. And here you can see also the rear section, and if I flip it over, inside we have just some guiding elements which will help you with alignment, but that's pretty much all you get. As I already said, it's not an interior kit, so that's why there are nothing to be placed inside this vehicle. Next we continue with the floor panel, as I said before, and also we have some turret parts here. So as you can see, overall they look quite nice. And for the turret, again, surprisingly, all of the hatches are molded shut. This is really strange oversimplification, because I wouldn't say that it's difficult to mold the separate hatch on 1/72 scale vehicle, and here I don't think it would be a problem, so maybe Zvezda decided just to simplify it a bit. And why it looks strange, because I would understand it on the snap-fit kit, but here we have something with a bit more sophisticated design, so that's why it would be better to have the separate hatch, which would be able to house the figurine, for example, inside. So that's why I think it might be counted as the disadvantage of this kit, but nevertheless for some modelers it's quite okay. And as you can see, we have the recessed slot here for the hatch, so maybe it's possible to carefully cut it out, but that's already on your own risk. And let me check the drive sprocket. So on the drive sprockets, as usual, here I will zoom in, you can see that on the teeth we have the attachment points. This is not a cool thing to let's say have, but overall I think it's doable in terms of the separation, so just be careful and you have a nice result. Next, we continue with two identical plastic sprues. So I will show you only one, because here, as you can see, we have the tracks and also the road wheels. So overall, the plastic tracks are quite okay, maybe a bit too simple, but I think for this size they should be enough. And we also have some suspension parts here on the other section, so it should be quite an interesting build. And I think at least the suspension is properly copied, considering the fact that we do not get the proper hatches separate from the hull and turret. If you're interested in the decals, so we get them on the separate small sheet, and as you can see here we have the full number registry, which is rather interesting, because some brands just make the fixed assembly options, but here you have the necessary digits and you can replicate something different from what marking guide has to offer. And in terms of the marking guide, here you can see it, so it is a color printed poster. I would say this is the first marking option, and then we have another one here on the opposite side. These are quite typical camouflages, so you, as I said in the beginning, you can find more around the internet, so it's definitely not an issue. Next, we continue with assembly manual. So this one is printed in black and white, but it makes sense because we have the marking guide in color, so here I don't have any complaints. We have short history note on the first page, it's even written in English as well. And here we continue with the parts map, which looks strange, to be honest. It could be a bit more simple and elegant, I would say. But next we start with the lower hull assembly. As you can see, we have the separate panels to combine together. All of the suspension elements, as you remember, are also separate. And here we continue with the road wheels, drive sprockets. We assemble the tracks, so they recommend to use the ruler in order to have the track links aligned together, so try to follow this advice. Then the side skirts are installed separately, and then you install the top hull section. So here be careful, try to see how the overall fitment will be working out. Then we have also some external equipment being installed. Here you can see also the turret being assembled. And on the last page we also have the turret installation on the hull. So whole process looks simple, but do not forget that this is a 1/72 scale kit, so there are a lot of small things to join together, so try to take your time, especially if you don't have a good eyesight. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, because this kit is already available, so write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.